I'm really looking forward to this session. It's from Jeremy Dolan, who is a product specialist at Matchware, but it's about a product called Meeting Booster. And for those of you that haven't come across it yet, it's a tool which enables you to make meetings more efficient. It helps you to design your agenda, it helps you to keep the minutes more effectively, and I know from those of you that are already using it that you're finding it a phenomenal product. So I'm looking forward to hearing what Jeremy has to share with us, because I'm sure that it's going to be groundbreaking. Will you please join me in welcoming Jeremy Dolan?
Good afternoon. My name's Jeremy. I'm with the company Matchware, and I'm here to show you our Meeting Booster software and talk about meetings. So Matchware is a Danish company. We are located in Denmark, Tampa, Florida, London, and France as well. We have two main pieces of software, one being MindView, which is our project management, Gantt chart, and mind mapping software. And then we have Meeting Booster, which handles everything that you could possibly need for your meetings. Meeting Booster has been around since 2008, and we are continuously making updates, very responsive to our clients' needs, and we listen to the features that they want, and we go ahead and add them. So why Meeting Booster? Nobody likes sitting in long meetings. So I think one of the biggest benefits is with our tool is that your meetings are likely to stay way more focused, which means you'll get out of there earlier. Taking the notes during the meeting is simplified on a topic level, so you don't have to worry about formatting a big document. Turning discussions into action plans. So what I mean by that is we have a really nice integrated task management system that you can assign tasks pre-meeting as a preparation task for the meeting. You can assign tasks during the meeting, so you don't have to spend 20 minutes after a meeting emailing out or assigning tasks to people. You can do that all while you're in the meeting room. And then you can assign post-meeting tasks as well, and tasks outside of a meeting. We also have a really nice projects system as well, where you can collaborate with your colleagues and group your tasks together so they're nicely organized. Standardizing the meeting process, I think, is a big deal because I know for us, or for me, for myself, at the last company I worked for, we had a few different processes, a few different ways people like to do things, and you know, the standardization of having all of your meeting documents look the same, it just puts out a nice look of your company, especially to maybe investors who want to see your governance docs. Automatic archiving in one secure location. So Meeting Booster is a SaaS tool, meaning you can host it on premise, or we can host it for you. We use Azure. It's all encrypted. It's all lives in the country that you would like it hosted in, or the region. So we are very serious about security here. We work with quite a few branches of the military around the world. We work with governments. We've gone through some pretty rigorous security audits. So security is a big priority for us. The survey we sent out a couple of years ago, the results were astounding. You save about 103 minutes per meeting. A big chunk of that is going to be in the agenda building, the running the meeting, taking minutes, and finalizing the document. So Meeting Booster will help you build the agenda, which creates a nice standardized professional PDF. When you run the meeting, you take notes in each section here, and it'll produce a nice final minutes document for you. Standardized, professional, branded. 80% of our users think their attendees are more engaged in the meetings. And I think that a big piece of that is going to be, having a clear agenda, having clear actions. You can list people as presenters to ensure that they come to the meeting prepared. And a 50% boost using the task system. So I know I've sat in meetings before where we've spoken great things. Hey, I'm going to get that done by next Friday. Maybe it was after a few beers. Maybe I'm going to get that done next Friday. Nobody writes anything down. We just assume that it'll get done. Everyone's in a happy mood, and then it comes to next Friday at the meeting, and then nobody remembers what that task was or who was responsible for it. So this system here will allow you to assign your tasks in the meeting, and then the system will actually send out automated reminders for people to have the gentle nudges they need to ensure that those tasks stay at the forefront of their mind. You are don't fret though. You are able to set the frequency at which you'd like those emails sent. If you just want one on Monday morning saying, "Here's your tasks due this week. Here's your meetings this week," you're more than welcome to do that. A little bit of the flow of our software. So first, organizing the meeting. With Meeting Booster, you can schedule the meeting in Outlook. We have a plugin that connects Meeting Booster with Outlook. We have a plugin that connects Meeting Booster with Teams. You can schedule it in any of the three locations, so Meeting Booster, Teams, or Outlook, and it's going to sync up going all three ways for you and send out a calendar invite that appears as if it came from your Outlook account. If you use Gmail, we do sync up with Gmail. It's only one way though, from Meeting Booster to Gmail. Creating the agenda. So once you have it scheduled, you're going to go in there and work on your agenda. We have templates that you can use, or you can create your own templates. But with the agenda builder, obviously you can add all of your topics, subtopics, who's presenting each topic. You can pull tabled and parked items from prior meetings and put them into your new agenda and build on a conversation from meeting to meeting to meeting. You can add your time slots. You can attach all of your files that are going to be referenced during the meeting to the agenda so people have a chance to look at them prior to the meeting, and they'll be coming to the meeting more prepared. Secondly, when it's actually time to run the meeting, um, you open up the note card for that meeting. That's where you're going to take your notes, assign your tasks, vote, keep track of topics that are going from one meeting to the next meeting to the next meeting, assign tasks as well. And then once that meeting is complete, the system's going to put together a nice professional standardized minutes document for you. It's going to archive it by meeting type. So let's say maybe you have executive leadership meetings, you have all staff meetings. You can have it archive them in those groups, which helps keep things nicely organized. And then it gets distributed to the meeting attendees via email. Also becomes accessible within the system, which you can access directly from Outlook for that meeting, which I'll show you here in a second. Once the meeting is complete, tasks are sent out to their recipients. So people will get a nice notification saying, "Hey, Jeremy, you've been assigned a task to find some beers for the meeting next Friday." I say, "Okay, that's my favorite thing to do." Um, but we have a nice task system in the software where you can keep track of all the tasks that have been assigned to you, all the tasks you've created and assigned to others, and those projects as well. Those tasks and the meetings both sync up with Outlook, so you're not going to have to log into Meeting Booster every time you complete a task. You'll get that extra task list in your Outlook tasks where you can update those. Integrating Meeting Booster with your existing IT solutions. So we have some really nice integrations with a lot of existing task systems. If you are on Active Directory, setting up is a breeze. It can inherit your security groups. Um, and we've got quite a few task systems as well that work with Meeting Booster. So you don't have to change your methods. It'll just push the tasks over to your current task system. I'm going to go into Outlook here. I know people really hate it when you have to change up their habits. So we created this plugin to make it super simple and efficient for people to set these meetings up, but make them Meeting Booster meetings. So I'll schedule maybe a senior leadership meeting. And all I'm going to do is click this Meeting Booster button. We'll say this is going to run through lunch. And then we can invite an attendee here if we'd like to. I can send this out. And then with our plugin, when I click this meeting here, I get this extra ribbon up at the top. So this will take me in to build my agenda because I'm the organizer of the meeting. I'll be the one building the agenda. This will take me in to create some pre-meeting tasks. And then I can even start the meeting from right here in Outlook as well. So you'll see transferred in here. The first thing we'll do is select the series that we're running. So this would be a senior leadership meeting. So I'm going to run a senior leadership meeting here. But you can set up sales meetings, development meetings, board meetings, all staff, operations meetings. You can set up a series for a specific project that might be meeting heavy. The sky is the limit with these. And when I select senior leadership meetings here, that's going to pull in those people that I did not invite over in Outlook. Oh, I must have clicked the wrong one there. Um, Now, if you collaborate with any of your colleagues on setting up the agenda, running the meeting, taking minutes, assigning pre-meeting tasks, you can make them a co-organizer. If you have the trust for everyone to contribute and do a good job grammatically and so on and so forth, you can make everyone a co-organizer and everyone can contribute to every aspect of the meeting. We're one of the very few tools on the market that offer recurring meetings. So if you have a regular recurrence every Friday or every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, you can set those up and set an end date as to when you'd wish for them to be scheduled out for. These are some custom attributes that I've created here. We try to make the software as versatile as possible so people can, use their industry language. So I'm going to say this is a confidential meeting, and I'm going to say it's hosted in person. So I've created the dialogue here. I've also created the options in the dropdown. This is going to end up in my cover page. You'll see that this icon here next to Connie, that means she's a guest of the meeting. So guests are able to receive a copy of the agenda. They're able to receive a copy of the minutes. You can assign them tasks and they can be listed as a presenter. So the difference here would be Connie is a guest, and this Christine here would be a licensed user of the software. For our agenda builder, you have three options: to create from scratch, to build from a template, or to simply reuse an existing meeting agenda. So I'm going to do what closely mirrors your process now. I will say I'm going to import an existing meeting agenda so I don't have to type everything out again. So we'll say we're running a senior leadership meeting here. And that's going to pull in all of my topics from that prior meeting. And just to back up a second here, what we're looking at here is our agenda builder. So it's very similar to a Microsoft tool. You have all of the ribbons up at the top with all of your options. But this right here, we're actually building a PDF. So to type these in, if I want to add a couple more here, you just hit the enter key. You can add another subtopic, maybe secretary board. Another, hit the enter key again, that brings you down another line. So if you were to start from scratch, you just start with one, hit the enter key and create all of your topics. You'll see that we have time slots allocated for all of our topics here simply by using the time distributor. That'll evenly distribute out the time for all of my topics in the meeting. You can add 20 minutes here, take away 5 there, come back here, redistribute, say keep the durations of anything I've modified. Obviously, we might need some more time for the report section. One of my favorite features of the software, huge time saver. You can go back and look at previous meeting topics based on their tags. So we have these topic statuses here. And maybe you want to see anything from the prior meetings that got either approved by the client, denied by the client, or tabled. And I can see, okay, something in my president report in the prior meeting got declined. So I can add that directly to my agenda here. What's nice about this is that it'll actually pull in any files, any discussion, any tasks that were associated with that topic in the prior meeting, and it allows you to build on that conversation going forward. So we've set up our agenda here. We have listed our presenters. So maybe we're going to review our prior minutes. If we want to list a presenter for that, you just select them from the drop down here. If you have attendees that want to suggest topics for the meeting, it's a collaborative session, and we want to give everyone a voice here. Attendees prior to the meeting can suggest topics, and you can review those here and choose whether you wish to add them to the agenda or not. If you want to add files, we're going to be referencing files during our meeting. So you can do that one of two ways. You can do attachment and grab one from your computer, or if you have SharePoint, you can grab files directly from your SharePoint account and pull them into your agenda as well. They are going to get attached to the agenda, and your attendees are going to be able to open up those files directly from the agenda. Now, if you need approval, you can get that, and then we can assign a pre-meeting task here. So as a pre-meeting task, maybe I need to remember to bring the documents for signature or something. You can pick who is the owner of the task. You can assign it to one or multiple people. You can put it in a project. So this would be in my budgets project or my finance project or both. And then you can add a comment here. And then you can attach a file. That way, if you assign a task to a different user, they can go in, download that file, do some work on it, and then re-upload it in there, mark it off as complete, and you can go grab it. So to recap, we set up the meeting in Outlook. It transferred in here. We selected the series that we're running, which is going to be all of your ongoing meetings. We select some attributes for the meeting that are going to end up on our cover page. Our attendees were added. We have Connie as a guest here, and we're going to collaborate. We imported our agenda from a prior meeting, and we can make some changes in here if we'd like to. Maybe we're doing the 2025 budgets now. If this is maybe an annual meeting. And then we can assign ourselves a pre-meeting task, which would be to bring the finance docs for signature by Sally. That was a bit of a tongue twister. So the next thing we can do is select the style that we want to use. You don't have to do this all the time. You can save your settings as a default, so you don't have to come in here and do this every time. But if you need a signature on your agenda or your minutes, you just select the user you need the signature from. They can e-sign it. You can append your prior minutes to the bottom of the agenda. So we just hit select here. Maybe it'll be the last senior leadership meeting. We want people to reread those notes, see what we were discussing in that prior meeting. And then this will give us a nice preview of our agenda. So I've got all of my basic meeting information here. My extra added attributes that I've created in the system are down here at the bottom. This would be your company logo and your company information. We don't watermark anything. So I've got all of my topics here with my time slots. I've got my subtopics. The files are here. So it's a hyperlink. People click it, they can open up the file directly from the hyperlink. We get a summary of tasks for the meeting. And then what this is here, so going back to the meeting series, so we ran this as a senior leadership meeting in the meeting series. So this is actually going to pull in all of the open action items from prior senior leadership meetings. So this is a bit of accountability. If it's not appropriate for this to be listed here, you are able to customize this document to take out these two sections at the bottom. Then we have our meeting minutes from the prior meeting that we appended down to the bottom here. So we can go ahead, send this out. So that's going to send that PDF out to my meeting attendees. And it's also going to send them a calendar invite via my Outlook account because I have that plugin installed. I can see all my meetings at a glance here. But we're going to do our senior leadership meeting. So when it's actually time to run the meeting, you just start it. But first, I just wanted to pause for a second and say, this is Meeting Booster here. You can see that it's a powerful tool, but it doesn't have a bunch of buttons everywhere. We tried to make it as easy to use and a workflow that makes sense for people. So you have your meetings, you have your tasks, and you have your meeting analytics here. So when it's actually time to run the meeting, we just click start. It's going to prompt you and say, hey, did you get that task done, Jeremy? I'll say, yes, I did. But that's like a nice early indication if somebody was supposed to get something done for the meeting and they didn't. So you can maybe spend some time in a different topic. So this is where we actually take in our minutes, documenting our tasks, voting. This would be the note card for the meeting. All of my agenda items from my agenda are over here, overlaid on the left-hand side. And you simply will take notes in each section. So you can do a general discussion here. If I hit the B key, that'll bring me to Bob. Hit the tab key, and I can enter a note for Bob. And maybe we will, Connie will chime in or Christine will chime in and say, I know you're not going to write a translation, I'm sorry, a transcription of every single word of the meeting, but I just wanted to demonstrate how this works here. So you have a general discussion, you have a specific person saying something or doing something, and then you can document a decision as being made. I'm from the United States, so I can crack a joke, but I definitely wouldn't want to be opening an office in the United States right now. um, so um, you take your notes in each section. If you need to assign tasks, you can easily do that as well. So maybe we get down here to our new business and we see that we need to look for a new bank. So maybe we hit task here, set a due date, maybe the end of the month. This is high priority. I can assign the tasks to multiple people here, make sure it gets done. This becomes a group task, and then I can put it in a project, my banking project. Now, there are members of the banking project, so they're going to be able to help us contribute to that task as well. And you can add some comments to this group task if you'd like to. Now, when we were creating our agenda, I was pulling in old meeting topics based on their status. Let me show you how I got there. You just click topic status here. Maybe it's an external process. So declined with edits. So maybe you sent out a document, maybe the topic on here is contract review. You sent it to the client, they declined it with edits. So you can mark that. And then when you're setting up your next agenda, you can see that it was declined with edits. See if you've gotten back that finalized version for your internal review, and then attach that file and then roll this topic into that next meeting and be able to carry that conversation on and have both of those conversations listed in the final minutes of the completion when the conversation is complete. Um, if you ever need to vote in your meetings, it's very easy. So maybe we're approving our minutes from the prior meeting. We can do our tools here, simple vote. Do a simple yes, no vote or a custom vote with up to 5 options. If you need abstentions, you can do that. If you use Robert's rules, you just select who it's motioned by, who it's seconded by. This is going to email people a link or prompt them to vote on their screen if they're logged in. And then this would be just you taking the tally of the vote yourself. So we'll say everyone voted yes, except for me because I'm a rebel. And then you could document a decision was made as well. So minutes are approved by super majority. So one thing that's nice about our action item system is you can do your action item review right in the meeting. So we ran this as a senior leadership meeting in our meeting series. So this is going to pull in all those open tasks that were assigned during prior senior leadership meetings. and you can update these on the fly with your team, see who may need some support somewhere, maybe light a fire under someone's butt. Um, this gives you accountability. This gives you the ability to start a conversation. Like I was mentioning, if someone needs support somewhere, it's just an easy way you can ensure your actions are getting complete as a group. That's about it for running the meeting. One thing I may have, not mentioned here, not only can you use the topic status, but if you want just a more generic, this needs to be added to the subsequent meeting, you can park it as well. So when the meeting is complete, we just simply end the meeting. That's going to produce our final minutes for us. So we've got all of our meeting info, your logo and info are here. It puts the discussion underneath the section that you took it under, along with the voting results. This would be a topic that has been covered over 5 meetings here. So it got tabled, 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 and tabled again. This will show that this documented it was declined with edits. You get a summary of tasks for this meeting, and then you get those uncompleted series tasks here. If you need to restrict down access for a specific user, maybe you have a vendor coming in for one topic. You'd like them to be documented that they were there, but you don't want them to receive any of your topics, or maybe you just want them to receive the one they spoke about. You can say, okay, you're only going to get new business here. So when this Connie receives the final agenda, it's just going to be that one topic. I'm sorry, the final minutes, it'll be that one topic. Then we can go ahead and send this out. The key to Meeting Booster is if you attend a meeting, you have access to the minutes. Obviously, you can give the CEO access to everything, a department head access to all the meetings in their department. So you can set up nice security roles and permissions in the system as well. I'll take you through to the meeting series now. So these are going to be all those ongoing meetings. So we ran a senior leadership meeting. So let me hop in here. So in each series, you have all of your meeting minutes in one place, all of your tasks in one place. And to clarify, you can assign a task here as well, which will be a part of the senior leadership group. All of your topics from prior meetings. And I think this is a big piece of the time savings here, because you can log in here and go look at all of the statuses of these topics from those prior meetings, which would take you a while if you were going through those past Word documents. So you can quickly see declined, tabled, postponed, tabled, tabled, tabled. And you can even start a meeting from here as well. So if you just want to put in all the stuff that's been tabled or postponed from prior meetings just to get some stuff off people's plate, you can create a meeting from these topics. It's actually going to pull in those old notes and allow you to finish those conversations and then have the full conversation in the final minutes from both meetings. People can suggest topics they want to see covered in the meeting. And then you have the choice whether you wish to add them to the subsequent agenda or not. You get a list of all of your decisions per series as well, which can be exported for maybe an annual report or an annual board book. And then these are easy to set up. So you just name it, you pick the organizer, and you add the members of the series. We have a nice search feature as well. So maybe you want to see any notes from prior meetings that discuss the budget. And so you can scroll through here and see anything budget related that was discussed in those prior meetings. You can even create a document from here as well. So if you want to, grab a couple of conversations, you can export them out to PDF. And with that, it'll give you a nice historical overview of a topic over those maybe 2, 3, 4 meetings. And it's going to list all that out for you. Sometimes it takes a second to export. There we go. So this document here, it'll tell you what you searched for when you searched for it. It will give you what meeting it came from and the date of that meeting, and it'll give you all the content that was a part of that topic in that meeting. So it allows you to create historical context about a keyword or about something over the course of multiple meetings. A couple more things I'll show you here before we wrap up. It would be our tasks. So the tasks system is very easy to use. You don't need a project management degree to use our task system. So you have a list of all the tasks that have been assigned to you, all the tasks that you have created and assigned to others. If you're an admin or a department head, you'll be able to see all the tasks for whomever you have access over. And then you can create projects, like I was saying, to keep your tasks nicely organized in the system. And then when you click into one of these projects, you'll see all the tasks that were associated with that project. And to set these up, it's very simple. You'll simply just name it, pick the owner of it, and add the members. And then you can all work on the tasks together. Not only can you search on a meeting series level, but you can also search on a global level if you weren't sure which department meeting it was discussed in. Now with our dashboards, so this is going to be all your meeting analytics. It'll tell you who creates the best meeting agendas. It'll tell you how much your meetings cost, where there are efficiency opportunities for improvement, who's got the most overdue tasks. So you get access to all of this data as well to be able to create new policies and new processes that will help you save more time and make your life easier and save the company money. So yeah, that's Meeting Booster in a nutshell here. So let me go back here. Oh, something's wrong here. There we go. So all in all, I think Meeting Booster is a nice tool to keep your meetings nice and organized, keep them efficient, ensure that your meetings don't go off the rails, and save yourself a bit of time and effort with your meetings. I look forward to fielding your questions here in a few minutes, and I thank you for your time.